Alright, so this is video notes for 9.2, multiplying polynomials using a table. So this is just another way to think about multiplying polynomials. It's another way to organize yourself. Again, when you multiply two polynomials, you have to multiply every term in polynomial A by every term in polynomial B. So we're just going to use a table to help keep us organized. So, for example, let's say that polynomial A, our first polynomial, is x squared plus 4, and polynomial B is 5x squared plus 2x minus 1. So polynomial A has two terms, so it's a binomial with two terms. Polynomial B is a trinomial that has three terms. So if we look down here at our chart, we're going to put polynomial A, the two terms, along the side, and the terms of polynomial B up on the top. So we'll have x squared and 4 for polynomial A. And for B, our first term is 5x squared, that goes in the first box, 2x in the second, and minus 1 or negative 1 in the second box. So what we're going to do now that we have each of our terms of polynomial A on the side and each of our terms of polynomial B on the top, we're going to fill in the chart by multiplying the terms together. So, for example, in this first box here, we're going to take x squared from the right times 5x squared from the top, which gives us a total of 5x. X squared times x squared, you add the exponents, so you get x to the fourth. In the second box, we're going to take x squared from the left and multiply it by 2x on the top, which gives us 2x times x squared is x to the third power. And we have x squared times negative 1, which is negative x squared. Along the bottom, we'll do the same. We'll multiply 4 by each of these terms on the top. So we have 4 times 5x squared is 20x squared. 4 times 2x is 8x. And 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take each of the terms inside our table and add those together. So now we've made sure that we've multiplied every term in polynomial A by every term in polynomial B. So we're going to add those up. So we have 5x to the fourth plus 2x to the third minus x squared. Along the bottom we have plus 20x squared plus 8x minus 4. We can combine our like terms here. We only have one term with x to the fourth, so 5x to the fourth stays the same. 2x to the third stays the same. It's the only term we have with x to the third. We have two terms here that have an x squared in them, so 20x squared and a minus 1x squared gives us a total of 19x squared. We have an 8x and minus 4. That is our final answer. So going down here, again we're going to set up our table. So on the left of our table, on the side, I'm going to put this first polynomial. We'll call it polynomial A. So I have x and 5. And along the top, I'm going to put my second polynomial, x minus 3. We'll call it polynomial B. So I have x and I have a minus 3. Now I would draw my lines from my table. So we have 4 boxes inside the table, which means we're going to have to multiply something together 4 times. In the first box, we have x times x is x squared. And the second box here, we have x times negative 3, so negative 3x. On the bottom, we have x times 5, or 5x. And here in the bottom right, we have 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. So we have to add all of these terms inside the table together. So we have x squared minus 3x plus 5x minus 15. We have to combine our like terms, so we have x squared minus 3x plus 5x gives us a positive 2x, and we have minus 15 as our final answer. In number 3, we'll start by putting polynomial A is just x, so I'm going to put that on the side, and polynomial B, second polynomial here, is x squared minus 2x plus 9. So I'm going to put each of those terms along the top. And I'm going to draw my table. So this time we only have 3 boxes inside our table, so we'll be multiplying things together 3 times. In the first box, we have x times x squared gives us x to the third power. In the second, we have x times negative 2x. So we have negative 2. X times x gives us x squared. And in the second, or the last box, I'm sorry, we have 9 times x, or 9x. Adding these together, we have x to the third minus 2x squared plus 9x. We have no like terms, so this is our final answer. There are checkpoints number 4 and 5 that you can try on your own using a table.